What's up guys, got an absolute banger of a video for you today and it's one you're going to stick around for. One of the most common questions I get asked is, am I meant to feel worse now I've stopped drinking alcohol? Now, the answer in short is yes, so you can turn this video off, but you're probably going to want to stick around till the end and see what I've got to say on the matter. And if you are on a sober streak, just let me know in the comments below. And also, if you can just let me know the benefits that you've started to receive, as this is great motivation for some of the guys who are just newly on the journey or are sober curious. When we quit drinking, we come to this conclusion that all our problems are just going to go away and all the things we lack in life, we're going to get straight away. And unfortunately, we couldn't be far away from the truth, but it's not all gloom and doom, and I'm going to explain to you why. Okay, once again, we are back in here because the cockerel next door likes to stick his beak in when I'm making videos, and it does get a little bit annoying. And I am working on my Zen, I'm meditating twice a day. But the first thing I want to talk to you about today in this video is I'm going to actually explain to you why you feel worse in the initial stages of drinking, so you can kind of make sense of why you feel like this. So, if you were anything like me and you were drinking and doing drugs on the weekend for the last decade, now I know the demographic here is between 30s and mid-40s. Usually we tend to start drinking around about the age of 18, so there's a good chance you've been drinking for a good 10, maybe possibly 20 years. Now, when we actually drink, you know this, I know this, but we do need to be reminded, we are actually using alcohol as escapism. So when things aren't going right in our day-to-day life, we tend to go out and drink. For me, was stuck in a job I didn't like. I've quit alcohol now and I've actually managed to get out of that job. So that's one benefit of drinking. You can actually get control of your life. But we tend to go out on the weekends and we like to drown our sorrows. We just like to use alcohol to escape reality. So if you can imagine all the things that have gone wrong in your life, all the breakups, all the lost jobs, anything bad that's happened, I bet there's a point where you've just said, right, I'm going to go out and have a drink. I know I certainly have. When we actually do this, we don't actually give ourselves the time to be able to process the bad thing that's happened and find a solution for it to make it better. So what we actually do is we sweep it under the carpet and we don't deal with that problem. I can certainly say for myself, I've done it with relationships. I've been unhappy in relationships and maybe we've been arguing and we've said, oh, let's just go out for a drink, or we'll go out on a boozy holiday for an all-inclusive for a week and that will sort the problems out. And you just get drunk and yeah, you just never really deal with the problem head on. This is just one example, and you can find yourself 4 years later stuck in the same relationship which you've just been masking over with alcohol on the weekends, and you've never actually got to the root cause of the problem with the relationship. You might not be finding each other attractive anymore. You might not be having sex anymore, but you just drink and you just sweep it under the carpet. So when you do get sober, you are going to have to deal with all these emotions and all these problems that you've previously swept under the carpet. And that is a pretty good reason why you are starting to feel worse already, because you've got nowhere to hide. You are having to deal with these problems face on. One of the things I actually had to do with is taking accountability for my life. All the choices I'd made, all the bad choices I'd made, all the time I'd wasted. When I got sober, I realized I was so far away from where I wanted to be, and then luckily I woke up and I had this massive dream of like escaping my job, making loads of money, building a business, being successful. And I thought, wow, when I started to do this, I realized how long it actually takes to build something worthwhile up. And then I look back at all the years, all that time, all that money I'd wasted by drinking alcohol. And I felt really angry with myself. I was like, you wasted all your 20s drinking, taking drugs, when you could have been building this business, building the life that you actually want, not the one that you're actually trapped in. And then I started to feel loads of anger and resentment to myself because I was comparing myself to other people's chapters 10 where they'd been working through their 20s and now they were reaping the fruits of their labor in their 30s. And then I was 30, newly sober, fully aware of where I was in life and how far away from the thing that I wanted. And then I started to get really angry with myself and like beat myself up and think I was a loser and think I wasn't good at anything. And this completely wasn't true. Sorry guys, I get such a dry mouth when I talk. I was ranting a little bit there. So if you are in the initial stages of not drinking, now my guess is you're probably a bit lost because you may be on your first weekend not drinking. You're used to going out to the pub with your mates. So your routine's a bit messed up. You might realize that you hate your job, hate your life. You're looking in the mirror and you're out of shape. You realize you're skint and you can't do what you want to do and you're just trapped in this job. So that is one reason why you are feeling like quitting alcohol is making it worse. Let's remember, when we go out and drink, it just puts like a comfort blanket over our life. And then we usually drink on our days off work. So the time we actually get to sit down and reflect about our lives and have time to ourselves is usually a Saturday and a Sunday. If you're going out on a Friday and a Saturday and then you're dying all day Sunday, you've never actually given yourself time to reflect on your life. So that is why you feel worse. We need to give our body time to recover. Now, if you're in this cycle of going out every single weekend and drinking, then when you just stop cold turkey, you're gonna not feel so good. You're gonna have to kind of slowly get used to the feeling of not being able to drink. You're likely gonna have bad sleep in the beginning. I know personally, for me, whenever I used to go out on benders and then I used to stop for a period of like 6 to 8 weeks when I'd have a kickboxing fight, which is the only time I got to feel the full benefits of being sober, I used to just have crazy dreams. I used to have bad sleep. And sometimes I'd even just be like sweating in bed, like absolutely disgusting. And yeah, it is quite an uncomfortable experience. I don't know how bad your drinking or your drug use is, but you're effectively, I'm just going to put this in the video for you as well. If you can see now, alcohol is actually the worst drug of all. It's above cocaine, it's above the other drugs. It is the worst drug, and ironically, it's the easiest drug to get. Like, you can literally just go on your phone now and you can order alcohol to your door within 10 minutes. You can get it 24 hours a day, and let's be honest, it's not all that expensive. So, you know, you're basically coming off the hardest drug in the world, which is legal. And another thing, you're trying to do this whole sober thing, and wherever you go, whether it's airports, TV commercials, alcohol is literally just shoved in your face everywhere you go. So it makes it even harder. If you're trying to quit cocaine, then I suppose when you go down to Tesco's or wherever you live, you're not seeing cocaine stacked on the shelf, like buy 2, get 1 free. So, you know, it's even harder. You're like trying to navigate yourself through this thing where you're like breaking this habit, which you've done for 10, 20 years. And wherever you go, it's just like there for you to just get access to. Another thing to take into consideration as well is that you're feeling worse because you're getting withdrawal symptoms from alcohol. Now, depending on how many units a day you drink, or maybe you just drink heavily on the weekends, you do like 3 days a week. Now, you're gonna start to feel, a lot of brain fog. You're gonna start to feel a lot of inflammation, aches and pains in your body. And a lot of people, they just think that they are not experiencing any of the benefits of alcohol, when that's just completely not true. And one of the things I just want to touch on as well, this is why a lot of people fall off, because they start their sobriety streak, they start to deal with all these emotions, they struggle to take accountability with their life, and it's so painful to see how far away from where they want to be when they actually get clarity, that they don't stay sober because it's too hard and it's easier to go back to alcohol. So just bear that in mind. You are still improving, even you detoxing and going through all this brain fog and all these emotions. That is the initial stages of improving yourself. Like, you're working through all this crap that you haven't processed in the past. And might I just add as well, your skin is going to start to look better. There was actually a study as well. If you drink 1 glass of wine every single day, your biological age for your skin will look 10 years older. So your skin's going to look better. And now you stop drinking as well. If you're not going to take this from me, you may be really far away financially, but if you stop drinking now, or you keep being alcohol free, you can actually reverse your aging. So you're probably going to look a bit worse now, so you can make yourself look better, and then you can actually slow down the aging. So even just a little as a month, you're going to start to look fresher in the face. You're going to have more dehydration. You're going to have more collagen production, because there's a study as well. People who drink alcohol have 30% less collagen production than people who don't drink. So these are the short-term benefits as well. So don't beat yourself too much up when you start to feel all these negative experiences. Now, so we're going through these negative emotions and we start to feel worse about ourselves. So how can we combat this and speed through this negative experience? How can we get through this experience that we're feeling and start to feel better quicker? Now, myself, I was always someone who went to the gym and worked out and looked after myself. But obviously drinking lowers your standards, lowers your inhibitions, and I was actually not training as well as I could have been, and I was definitely not eating as good as I could have been. So when you're feeling like this, exercise is so important. If you're training at the minute, you may be doing like 3 times a week. I want you to commit to exercise every single day. The best hack, which I have found, which has made me feel absolutely incredible, is going and exercising before I start my day. Now, I used to go to the gym at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. This was when I was working my job that I hated. I used to go before work, and I can't begin to tell you how good I used to feel. I used to get up at 4:45. I was in the gym for 5:30 in the morning. I would train. I would get all those endorphins going. I'd be in a high frequency state. Then I'd go get my coffee after, when I'd fully woken up, and then I would start my day in work. And it was so transformative. Like, if you can imagine starting your day in the most positive way ever, that is the way to do it. So if you're feeling bad right now, you can combat that feeling with the best drug in the world, which is exercise, first thing in the morning before you start your day. And if you're worried about getting up early in the morning, just go to bed earlier. For one day, you will wake up feeling groggy and tired, but that will get you into the routine, which you can daisy chain day after day. I've actually got a massive segment on personal improvement and your wellness. I've created a course. It is 22 video modules long, and I left a link in the description. Also as well, if you'd like to book a free one-to-one consultation with me and ask me any questions that I haven't covered in this video. And actually as well, if you don't want to do that, please leave a question in the comment section below. Let me know what you're struggling with, because I mean, I've pretty much experienced every single sober issue. I've been 4.5 years without alcohol, without using party drugs as well. So I consider myself a veteran. So ask me any questions in the link below. And also, there's a video of the short-term benefits. This was about the negative effects, the short-term benefits you can start to see in the first 30 days, and that link is in the description as well. So once again, thanks for watching. If you've got some value, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for our daily videos.